What if I told you there was an entire series of games in a fantasy setting that let you pick flowers, talk to your friends, and craft accessories? Cozy or wholesome games is a genre, so to speak, that has blown up in recent years as gamers try to find something a little more relaxing and peaceful to spend their days with. To the extent that it's some people's entire channel, yet there always seems to be one glaring omission from these cozy game lists, and that is the Atelier series. Now when I listen to or read some of these lists and videos, I often see games that feature combat or require some complex thinking, whether that's just due to shifting the label a bit to not be boxed in, or, for some people, puzzles and turn-based combat can be relaxing. So I definitely feel assured to tell you why an Atelier game is your next must-have, especially since most of these games aren't nearly as difficult as they might appear. The Atelier games are RPGs that focus on alchemy as the primary aspect, that is, gathering ingredients out in the world and synthesizing them to create the items and equipment you use. Now, the battles you get into are an important part of the game, but you don't grind levels so much as try to craft bombs, healing items, and high quality armor with the traits you need. Different series have various systems for how to do this. I for one prefer the Riser games, as you can loop from one ingredient into the next for ease, whereas others might like how the Mysterious Quadrilogy has a puzzle-like grid. I often consider synthesizing in these games to be similar to Demon Fusion in the Shin Megami Tensei series, in that you are combining various items that have the traits and skills you want to create a final product to inherit those desired qualities and strengths. Though if you ever have any trouble, there are plenty of guides available. Most all the games feature turn-based battles, although the Riser games have a more active time system, but if you find you want a challenge, there's also side and post-game bosses, as well as the general fun of trying to break the game with alchemy. A lot of the newer games have made this even easier with item duplication, so for a fee you can replicate your super good consumables, or a piece of armor you made, and in a couple of games the items work on a charge within battle so they don't completely disappear. While you may have heard about a time limit, most of the recent games don't have any. And the one that I've played that has had one, Atelier Aisha, was pretty generous considering it was my first game in the series, and I wasted a total of 2 in-game months trying to figure out where to go next, and then I still beat it with like 5 months to spare. From what games I've played in the series, I consider a main appeal to be cute girls doing cute things. Of course there are some male characters and a couple of games where they're the protagonist. But Atelier games are littered with various cutscene events and quests connected to friendship levels with various party members and NPCs that are all really heartwarming and a nice change of pace from the gameplay. While the stories in these games aren't meant to be overly dramatic or about saving the world, sometimes you still do, usually it's a little more low-key with maybe a damsel in distress situation or just trying to become a better alchemist. The art style in these games are generally quite beautiful, with various styles often tied to the trilogies. The flat anime faces on the 3D models give a doll-like look to everyone, and my favourite character styles are from the Dusk trilogy, which were done by Hikari, who also worked on Fire Emblem Echoes. Whereas other games have some very soft, almost watercolour-like and dare I say girly designs. Most of the monsters are absolutely adorable, and sometimes you even get cute companions like Fi, or get to enjoy the company of little homunculi. Recent games such as the Riser series have also shown a big visual improvement with gorgeous worlds, whereas the upcoming remake of Atelier Marie has a super cute chibi style to emulate the original's PS1 look. The soundtracks are audibly stunning, and oftentimes through the DX versions or DLC, you can change the music to that of previous games for your preference. Atelier games generally come in trilogies, set in the same world with the protagonist or characters from one game perhaps being a cameo or party member in another. But with the exception of directly numbered sequels such as Sophie 2, Lua, and the Riser series, these stories are self-contained, and even those exceptions go out of their way to accommodate new players. Usually, a new Atelier game comes out basically every year, so it's easy to get into and find a game you'd like. This year we're getting 2, with Atelier Riser 3 Alchemist of the End and the Secret Key on March 24th, and Atelier Marie Remake The Alchemist of Salberg coming on the 13th of July. And while I'm excited for both, I'm most looking forward to Riser 3, especially because I missed things like the mounts and swimming that were in the last game. The only game I would suggest not to start with is Nelke and the Legendary Alchemist, which is a spin-off town building title. My number 1 suggestion is Atelier Riser 2, since 3 isn't out just yet. Don't feel pressured to play the first Riser. For one thing, it starts off painfully slow, and another, in 2 you make a friend with Patricia, who basically serves as the person who is constantly being informed of anything relevant from the prior game. And if you need to know more, I've done reviews on Aisha, the Riser games, and Atelier Sophie 2, which I'll link below. The games are generally between 20 to 40 hours long, meaning you'll get bang for your buck without making too large of a commitment. New Atelier games release on Switch, PC, and PlayStation, and a lot of the PS3 era games have been ported to these systems as well. but with fun crafting, usually easily breakable combat, and cute characters in worlds that let you run around and pick mushrooms, Atelier is definitely the cozy game series to beat. Thanks for watching, and be sure to let me know if you want me to review Ryza 3 even if I don't end up with a code, because I don't think I will, but bye!